Features #1 rated for Cobb Broxton, 11-3 on the season. However, they have had a couple of ding games this year, a 4-2 loss to Dale, a 5-2 loss to Tushka, and then a 13-1 run roll loss against Rattan at the Roth tournament. So coming in the game on back-to-back losses after the one loss to Dale only and notable victories over Okarche, Amber Pocasset, Latta, Sterling, Sentinel, Canute, and then a couple other teams as well, Verdon, Lokiba, Sickles, and Moss. This will be a Class A versus B matchup. Canute victorious in their first game today. A 4-3 victor over Union City, a late replacement in the tournament field for the Sentinel Bulldogs dropping out. Canute enters the game at 5-7 on the season. Hard row to start the season with a win over Leedy, and then dropped 4 games consecutively against Tushka, being Okarche, Sentinel, Fort Cobb, Broxton, 5 correction. Also loser against Calumet and Hydro Eakly early in the season. 3 straight victories, though, over Blair, Visai, and Union City. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsor, Asher's Oilfield Specialty, and the Calumet Baseball Dugout Club. You're watching Prep Nation TV and 2023 coverage of the Calumet Baseball Festival. All right, now batting for Canute, #5, Jake Knutson. Five, 3 ground out, 1 down.
Straight back. Russ. Straight back. Get the one on the field. That way. Huh? One's on that wall, on that fence.
Tell me twice.
Ring him up with a strikeout, 1 down. 2 down correction. Now batting #2, sophomore Jake Butler. Those watching at home, if you haven't given us a subscription, please do so. It's free. Prioritizes content whenever you're in the YouTube app. All you have to do is click subscribe. Anything underneath the live tab that is red and white means it's active or ongoing. Anything black and white, previously aired content or video on demand. If you head over to the videos tab, you'll see plays of the game, video highlights, and interviews. And then under playlists, A to Z for any team we've covered during the past 4 seasons. Canute gets the walk, so Butler is on base. 0-0 now coming up to bat, sophomore Nate Bryant.
Heads up.
Eli Willits snags the ball, saves a potential single. And so it is 4 up, 3 down for Canute. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning with the Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs coming up to bat. You're watching Prep Nation TV.
No, it's just such a scary. Hello. Hey. Somebody with a first took an hour. Hey, we got the Hammond juice. It's got juice. 5. What are we? 2. We moved up. 4 Cobb at number 1, and 11-3. Oh, it's kind of sick to leave our world.
Batting leadoff for the Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs, number 2 starting shortstop, Eli Willits. If you haven't seen this young man play, he pitches, he bats for cycle, obviously starts at shortstop as well, but he may end up being the best of the 3 Willits brothers, and that's saying a lot. Their dad, Reggie Willits, Oklahoma Hall of Fame coach, now assistant head coach at Oklahoma University Baseball. Won multiple state titles with the Binger-Oni Bobcats back in the day. His brother Jackson was named our 2023 Baseball Player of the Year. Most impressive part about Eli is he's been starting since he was in 8th grade on the varsity squad. He gets the leadoff walk, so that'll have a base runner on for the Mustangs. Head coaches today, Dale Bellamy for Fort Cobb Broxton and Bobby Blackburn for Canute. Now batting number 10, junior Tanner McAdoo. Base runner goes. Willits will be in safe second, beating the throw and in with the stolen base. Base runner goes again, loses possession of the ball, so it is 2 for 2 on the base path. And Fort Cobb Broxton already threatening to score here early on in the bottom of the first inning. It's been a dusty day today, so I'm having a little bit of nasal drainage. But at least it's not oppressively hot like it's been the last couple of weekends, but I tell you, it's been brutal. We had a high tournament temp of 110 at Coleman Saturday before last, and it was absolutely brutal. So my admiration, respect goes out to these young men. Ball's hit to the second baseman, 4-3 ground out. Sack RBI, scores a run, and Willits is across the board to put Fort Cobb Broxton on top 1-0. There we have the encoder panel backwards. Canute is the visiting team and Fort Cobb Broxton the home team. Looks foul over into the field. As I stated earlier in the broadcast, Fort Cobb Broxton entering the tournament on a 2-game losing streak, which has definitely been atypical for them during the last few seasons. They were able to topple the Roth dynasty in Class B. After losing back-to-back state title matchups, they've won the last 2. And so now in a combination between B and Class A, 3-time defending state champions. Their competition in Class B will definitely be the Tupelo Tigers, the Calumet Chieftains. Right now, the Stewart Yellow Jackets are looking really stout. And back-to-back walks, so the trend continues. Mustangs with 1 out and second walk of the game. Now coming up to bat, senior number 11, Blaine Davis. Davis pitched the complete game for their state championship this spring in Class B. Fuddling the Roth Tigers as we spoke. 1-3 fielder's choice, and it's 2 down. Base runner advances to second. Now batting sophomore, number 15, Mason Luke. The inside corner pulls back. The mound for Canute is a freshman, Trayton Hines. Nice breaking ball. Had an off-speed change-up, lined up, and bought it hook, line, and sinker, 1-2. And strikes him out. Third strike, base on ball attempt will be a throw out. And that is our score through 1. Fort Cobb Broxton scores 1, strands 1. We'll head at the top of the second inning. 1-0 lead for the Mustangs. Trojans coming up to bat. You're watching Prep Nation TV. Fall Week 2 OSSA rankings just coming out. We're already at our 4th week set. They're at their 2. And notable changes, Calumet moves up to number 2, in large part to victories over Okarche and Amber Pocasset, both Class A top 10 teams. That matches our set. We actually have Calumet and Tupelo tied for second. giving Tupelo likewise signature victories over Fort Cobb Broxton and Silo. Fort Cobb Broxton does stay number 1, however, they do lose 9 first-place votes, and those are pretty much being split evenly between Calumet, Tupelo, and Stewart, rounding out the top 4. Stays pretty much the same. Caney 5, Kiowa 6, Hammond 7, Granite 8. Mulhall, Orlando stays 9. Mill Creek crashes the top 10. The only difference in the Prep Nation set is we have Mill Creek a little bit higher at number 6, Hammond number 7, Granite 8, and then we have it Asher instead of Mulhall, Orlando. So sets are out. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, check it out. Oaktahaw obviously stays number 1. However, there's that one cheeky nonconformist. 46 out of 47 first-place votes for undefeated Oaktahaw, 13-0. Somebody holding out and giving 1 to Worcester at 8-2. They stay number 2 in back-to-back polls for Prep Nation. They move up from number 3 to number 2, in large part because Dale went 1-2 on the week. It's going to be an interesting fall season. Surprised Rattan stayed at number 4. We dropped them. They lost to Latta, which was a bad quality loss. And then they also lost another game, so they went 1-2 on the week. Amber Pocasset is actually 11-3 instead of 10-3. They're number 5. Preston stays at number 6, 11-0. In spite of defeating Dale this week, don't get much love. And then it is Silo, Wright City, Tushka, and Okarche rounding out the top 10. That's virtually the entire set, top 10 that we have for Fort Cobb Broxton. Notable change in B with Mulhall, Orlando, number 1. And then they have Oaktahaw, obviously, the no-brainer, number 1 in Class A. Gets the inside corner call. Now batting number 34, junior Brant Simpson. This is game 2 of 3. There'll be one more game starting. Since we got 30-minute early, we may be able to sneak in the Calumet game that's originally scheduled for 7 o'clock versus Drummond. As is, that's the time to keep your eyes on. That'll be the 3rd and final matchup of the day, Calumet versus Drummond coming up. Pitching for Fort Cobb Broxton, sophomore number 15, Mason Lukey. Check swing does not go. I believe we've got an even count, 2-2. And high, so full count. And the walk, so base runner on for Canute. Exactly what they needed here in the 2nd inning. Now batting number 5, sophomore Jake Knutson. Correction, Lane Gredeman, number 35. He is one of the only 2 seniors on the team. The other senior out pulling double duty as first base coach, doing assistant work, CJ Elder. It's not untypical to see that in fall ball. Tushka used to do that some. Ooh, looked to be a good pitch. It's going to be a ball. So now it is a 3-0 pitch count. And just like that, Canute looking to perhaps take back the momentum from Fort Cobb Broxton in the 1st inning. Base runner on first, and it's going to put him on second as well. So another walk. We'll have a brief meeting at the mound between pitcher and catcher here. When we resume action, it'll be up at the plate, freshman number 10, Trayton Hines. Chopper to Willits, fires to second, turns the 6-4-3 double play, and Canute unable to capitalize on the back-to-back walks. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning with the Mustangs coming up to bat. You're watching Prep Nation TV 2023 coverage of the Calumet Chieftain Baseball Festival. Coming up to bat for Fort Cobb Broxton will be freshman number 7, Caleb Crowd.
Okay, I'm second.
Second base, Trey.
Got visitors.
Pitch on its way in the dirt, no good. And nice hack gets him on the strike. 1-2 pitch count. This is game 2. In case you missed it earlier, Canute was victorious. They lost a 3-0 lead to Union City and then ended up winning 4-3. Strikeout and 1 down. Coming up to bat next, number 12, junior Lane Coombs. I guess if there's any breaking news for the week for ratings, Oaktaha remains the same. They lose a first place vote to Worcester. remain undefeated at 13-0. If there's ever been a consensus number 1 rated team, in my opinion, it is definitely Oklahoma. Class B, not a surprise for Cobb. Broxton lost their last 2 games, run ruled 13-1 against Rattan, and then losing 5-2 against Tusca. Cost them first place votes. They stayed number 1. We kept them in that poll. Had any of those losses been Class B, or for that matter, any of their loss this season Class B, another one coming against Dale, and we would have dropped them down. As is, surprise this week, Calumet takes the 2 spot over Tupelo, in large part to their victories at the Ampo Okarche Festival, where they defeated then number 10 Okarche 1-0, and we have Ampo number 5. OSSA has them number 6 in Class A. So those victories and strength of schedule really starting to add up for Calumet. Strikeouts back to back, and it'll be 2 down now for the Mustangs. Now coming up to plate, freshman number 3, Caleb Gray. Fast start to the game. Eli Willits got the walk, back-to-back stolen bases, single knocked him in, and then after that it's been some flyouts, groundouts, and strikeouts for the Mustangs. We started 30 minutes early for the game, which was actually, ironically, the original start time at 4 after they changed it to 4:30. There'll be a fly out to right field, and it is a 3-up, 3-down, bottom second. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning with the Trojans up to bat. You're watching Prep Nation TV and the 2023 Calumet Chieftain Baseball Festival. Coming up for Canute will be freshman number 13, Dylan Lucas. Trojans will turn 2, and then they will be done for the festival today. The only exceptions how the afternoon will flow. Calumet will play the last game today and the last game tomorrow, and they will meet Drummond today, Arapahoe Butler tomorrow. Leedy drops from 2 games to just 1. Same for Arapahoe Butler and also Union City. Contact made to second base, 4-3 ground out. Back to the top of the lineup for Canute, sophomore number 5, Jake Knutson. This is when they got everything cracked up and cranked up and ready to roll in the first game against Union City, where they scored their first run in the 3rd, then 2 more in the 4th. Pop up, called off by the 3rd baseman, and it'll be 2 down now. Nicely done, communicating well with the players. Now batting sophomore, number 22, Clay Randall. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsor for today's action, the Calumet Dugout Club, premier sponsor of the tournament, and Asher Oilfield Specialty, proud supporter of Canute Trojan Athletics. And the call a strike. If there's one way to get a strike called on those scenarios, it's throwing the bat and running down first. So now we'll have a full count.
Are you ready?
Did look to be a ball a little bit low, but it is what it is. Rips out to right field. Falls for a nice single. Going to beat out the run very close. So Canute hustles up a single, and they have a base runner on. Now coming up to bat, sophomore, number 2, Jake Butler.
Catch the ball, right?
Not saying that the right fielder should have caught it, but it sure looked like if he had hustled up a little bit, it would have been a lot closer on a potential fly out. You got to give credit to the batter, though. He ran fast and he made sure he got on. So, ooh, that would have been a double ball and potential RBI. Ricochets off the fence out in left field. Every bit of a 290-foot blast out to right field. Three games on tap today, 3 tomorrow, and then we will pick up the Hydro Eakley Labor Day tournament this weekend. May do some games at Weatherford, Eagle Field. Otherwise, all games will be at Hydro Eakley High School. So it'll be a busy week of coverage for Prep Nation. Nice stop by the catcher, saved a stolen base.
Here now, Jake. Right here, Coach.
Well, that is the story for Canute. Got the base runner on, can't move him around before Cobb Broxton gets out of a bind. They'll head to the bottom of the third inning. Coming up to bat, they lead Canute 1-0. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the Canute Baseball Festival.
Weather's a lot better, huh? A lot better than it was at Raw.
10 degrees cooler and really 15 degrees feel.
Hey, Dad.
He was already a good hitter.
Now batting senior number 6, Cray Rogers. Fort Cobb Broxton with some growing pains early this season, 3 losses, 2 in a row, which is very atypical for head coach Del Bellamy. However, if there's one common trait and trend that I've noticed in Fort Cobb Broxton seasons, they do tend to have a couple of hiccup games earlier in the season and then come on especially late. They remain number 1 in the Class B OSSAA poll. However, they lose 9 first-place votes, and rightfully so. 5-2 loss to Tuscan, a 13-1 loss against Rattan. And strikes him out. Oh, man. Back to the top of the lineup for the Mustangs. Number 2, sophomore, Eli Willits. Got here earlier today. Wind was just blowing, dirt everywhere. I've had sinus drainage and allergy leakage all day. So voice has kind of gone in and out, in and out. But the weather has been absolutely fabulous. A little bit of a breeze as well. Most of the pavilion here behind home plate is all encased, so there's a nice shade. I'm just happy for the players after multiple weekends in 100-degree plus temperatures. They're finally getting to play in the 80s and 90s with a nice breeze. Nice catch. Fly out to shortstop. 1 down. Now batting junior number 10, Tanner McAdoo. This tournament, or festival rather, will feature the number 1 and number 2 rated teams in Class B. It'll give each team an opportunity, if they stay, to watch the other, to kind of scout and see what they're up against. They will not, however, play as much as I wish they would. But Calumet will be up next against Drummond, and then they will close out the 2-day festival tomorrow against Arapahoe Butler. Fort Cobb playing Canute here today, and then they will be done, and then they will come back again tomorrow for one final game. They'll slot again for the 4/4:30 game. They'll face Class A Navajo. So the schedule tomorrow, 2 p.m. Leedy Drummond, 4:30 right now, Fort Cobb Broxton Navajo, and closing out the tournament, 7 o'clock Calumet versus Arapahoe Butler. Final game tonight will be Calumet versus Drummond, approximately 7 p.m. And the walk. Now batting junior, number 9, Blaine Bellamy. Base runner is caught between a potential throw and they get him. So defense comes at a high premium in the inning for Canute. A beautiful catch by the shortstop, and then a throw out ends up being a 2-3-6 tag. I believe it was the shortstop that came in there and caught that one. And so Fort Cobb Broxton unable to put any runs on the board. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Score remains Fort Cobb Broxton 1, Canute 0. You're watching Prep Nation TV. All right, batting now, sophomore 00 Nate Bryan. Canute definitely in the game. They were able to knock in 2 more runs in the 4th inning against Union City. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead, lost the lead, tied up 3-3, and then won 4-3 with a run coming across the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning, holding Union City scoreless in the top of the 7th. So their second and final game of the day, as well as festival. Ripped out to shortstop. Willits comes out, spins, fires, and gets him on the throw. 6-3 ground out, one down. Now batting number 15, sophomore Luke Spitz. If you haven't seen Willits play, he is arguably one of the best players in the state of Oklahoma already as a sophomore. You could put him on any roster in 6A for Owasso, 5A Carl Albert, 4A Blanchard, 3A Washington, 2A Silo. You could go down the list. Any team that he played on, he would start. Guaranteed. Ground out, 2 down. Now number 34, junior Brant Simpson. Willits is the youngest brother of Jackson Willits and assistant head coach at OU, Reggie Willits, multiple sport athlete himself and former All-State coach and state champion at Binger-Oney Bobcats. Now assistant coach at Oklahoma University, where Jackson is playing, and Eli has committed as well. Jackson was our 2023 Baseball Player of the Year for Prep Nation, and definitely keeping an eye on Eli as well. For those wondering when we do the player awards, we generally alternate falls and springs for fast pitch and slow pitch softball as well as baseball. And if we do not have a player that I'm 100% sold on for fall, we wait until the spring. That way we have a second season for the fall schools, in addition to obviously classes 2A through 6A. But as far as usually our softball players of the year go, we almost always go with the fast pitch winner. And it gets him on base. Now batting senior, number 35, Lane Gredeman. Softball players, pretty much, I think it's down to 3 girls. The defending player of the year from Caddo High School, Katie McKay, the favorite again to win, an OU commit. We will let the season complete before we name the winner. That way all the girls have an opportunity to win it on merit, not just on who's the favorite. Sounds like he made some contact, so it'll be a foul ball. 1-2 pitch count will resume.
Bear down, Lane, bear down.
Ball gets away from him. Base runner is going to steal uncontested.
Get down.
Think the catcher really wanted to throw, but was afraid he might hop it over or get a wild throw and allow him to steal second as well. 2-2 pitch count resumes. Timeout called by the ump. Infield fly. It's going to go over to the shortstop, Eli Willits. And Canute unable once again to move a base runner across home plate. Score remains 1-0 for Cobb Broxton. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2023 Canute Festival.
You want the other?
I've always said that, you know, the boy.
Now batting number 9, junior Blaine Bellamy. I'd like to once again thank our coverage sponsor for today's tournament action, the Calumet Dugout Club, and the Asher Oilfield Specialty Company, proud supporter of Canute Trojan Athletics. One hops in the dirt. Just a reminder, this is a 2-day festival, 3 games today, 3 tomorrow. And then Prep Nation TV will be back on the air Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday for the annual Hydro Eakly Labor Day Baseball Tournament. Wicked rip out and good enough for a single for Bellamy. So just like the first inning, Port Cobb able to get a base runner on. Let's see if they can add to their 1-0 lead. Now batting senior number 11, Blaine Davis. Just goes foul. Another fast-paced game. We are 49 minutes in and already in the bottom of the 4th inning. We had a 7th inning game that went about an hour and 26 minutes, give or take. Yep, tag out. Second base runner thrown out at second for Dale. I'm sorry, correction for Cobb Broxton. Those are fighting words. So officially we have a 1-3-4. Sorry, 2-3-4. Davis remains on the pitch count, so 0-2 after a couple of foul balls. And yet another. Ball was put in play to the second baseman. It'll be a standard 4-3 ground out. And now 2 down. Now batting sophomore number 15, Mason Lukey.
Come on, Mace.
Check swing, says he goes. Ball is chopped foul.
Come on, you got this.
One-two pitch count.
One more, 1-3, one more.
Let's stay in there. Go Mace, go Mace. Get there.
And he beats out the throw on the single.
Here we go, Caleb. Here we go, Caleb. You got this.
Now batting number 7, freshman Caleb Crow.
Go, Caleb.
Be ready, Tim, be ready.
Correction, Kroll. I do my best, but unfortunately the coaches do not provide me with pronunciation pages. Every now and then there's just a name that is just a little different than it looks or sounds maybe.
Good pitch, good pitch.
You're right. Win yours. Come on.
We're hoping by next year's festival to have a sound system here. But as is, you're stuck with me doing the broadcast in the PA. There'll be a 2-day, 6-game festival for the Calumet Chieftains, showcasing the number 1 and number 2 rated Class B teams in the state for Cobb, Broxton, and Calumet.
Get in there. Good pitch, good job.
Come on, Caleb. It only takes one. You got this. Believe in yourself. You got this.
One more, 1-3, one more.
Low hit baseball.
Hey, stay in there. Come on.
Oh man, you're gonna get in there with all
You
the kicks.
let a pitch you lay on.
And then where you dropped it by the hay bales. Dope right in here when you're done. We had to bring it up.
The ball gets away, and so we're going to advance anyway, so stolen base is a moot point. Base runners now on first and second for Fort Cobb Broxton. Coming up to bat next, junior number 12, Lane Coombs.
Down in the field.
Get thing up and dodge. Hit the ball to the left.
You ready, Big Dave? You ready?
Stay in there and hit the baseball.
You got this, Lane. Come on. Only takes one. Stay in there.
Pulling everything out.
You got it, Lane.
There's another one.
You're all right. Stay in there. Battle up.
Up the middle. Stay back. Drive it up the middle.
Bear down, 1-3, bear down.
Way to
And
battle.
ricochets off, fouling at 0-2 pitch count will resume.
Way to battle. You got this, Lane. Good eye. Get there, boys. Get there. Good job. Good job. Way to run, boys.
Just got an update from head coach Cody
Be smart.
Thiessen.
You can do it.
A bond proposal for October 2023 field renovations will be completed by spring of 2025. The location will actually be west of this proximity. Gets him on the 4-3 ground out where Cobb Broxton strands the run.
1-3.
So we head to the top of the fifth inning. So getting back to original thing, the bond proposal will basically have a brand new facility for the spring season for 2020-25. It'll be west of this location, down by the indoor building. It'll be an all-turf upper deck press box, and so that'll be a really cool addition. We've got a picture here basically of how it's going to be located, and so it looks to be a multi-sport facility for softball and baseball. So as is for the next couple of seasons, it's going to be right here. And then eventually, don't know if this area facility will give way to other renovations, practice facility, something for middle school, junior high, but I'm sure they'll have a plan in place. Canute is hanging around, as the old saying goes. Coming up to bat next, freshman number 10, Trayton Hines. One-run game on the strength of a walk by Eli Willits, 2 stolen bases, and an RBI single bringing him home. And that has been the offense in its nutshell in the entirety. Defensive struggle for Cobb Broxton has had 2 players thrown out, stealing second. Canute has likewise had 1, and it is a pitcher's duel so far. Fouls it off, gonna go right up above. Hard shot to the shortstop. Willits grabs, fires, throws, gets him on the 6-3 ground out.
Well, I haven't let him drive that far. Like, I've let him drive to school, like Dollar General.
Now batting freshman number 13, Dylan Lucas.
Like, if something happens, you know, no lights, no permit.
One hops it in the dirt, ball 1. Evens up the pitch count 1-1.
Now you ready, 1-3, now you ready?
Being high 2-1.
What I'm saying is Craig Carter's like this. So you have to be 6 players behind the plate.
And down low off the plate, 3-1 is the pitch count. And ball 4. So Canute gets the walk. See if they can put the pressure on Fort Cobb Broxton here in the top of the 5th inning. Now batting sophomore, number 5, Jake Knutson.
Oh, Peanut.
Bear down, 5, bear down.
Wraps it out to left field. It's going to float, though, and go right to him. Fly out, 2 down. Now batting sophomore, number 22, Clay Randall.
I tried to put my finger in his mouth the other day and see if he can get exactly behind him. No, he has 5. I think he's got 6. And he bit me. I was like, okay. Then he'll bite your chair. Your chair or whatever.
That helps. Not yet.
Now you ready, 2-2, now you ready?
He wears most of
Good job, good.
Base runners now first and second for Calumet. Now batting number 2, sophomore Jake Butler.
Come on, JB.
Nice and smooth right there.
What happens if we unplug the quarterback?
You're okay, Jake, you're okay, get the next one.
Yeah, but we gotta stop this.
Nice pitch. That a baby.
2-1 pitch count. 2 down and 2 runners on for the Trojans, first and second. Fouls it off to stay alive. Evens up the pitch count, though, 2-2.
Yeah, I was like,
Keep out, keep out.
Come on, get down.
Bear down, Jake, bear down.
Right, Mace.
Fouls it off.
They're down 2.
Going to be a fly. It should go right to Willits at shortstop and snags it. Canute once again strands base runners this time too. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Mustangs coming up to bat. Fort Cobb Broxton leads Canute 1-0. You're watching Prep Nation TV.
Somebody on base. I got splitters plugged in if you want to connect. How you doing on that?
Right now I'm at 38%. So as long as it doesn't go into a marathon game. Yeah.
All right. We're going to pray that doesn't happen. If I eat on your leg.
I've ordered me a new power source that's supposed to be more multifunctional and faster. So it'll look like a little carry thing where you can actually charge a generator on the house with it.
Oh, yeah.
Also handles some of the shock of the weather. You got to be careful. These things get wet and they just go downhill quick.
Do you need something stronger?
If you have it, mine is a 20 watt.
Oh, yeah, he's got one.
Yeah, it's,
I got a good
which is by today's standards is dinosaur.
A little charging box.
The one I just bought is supposed to be, I think it said like 100 watts or something.
He bought one of those bigger ones for our
Just a reminder, we may not necessarily have a start time of 7 o'clock. The way it's looking right now, this game's going to be over probably a good hour before that toss-out time. The original 4 o'clock start game that got moved to 4:30. That's exactly what I ordered.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
swing the bat level and hit the base.
Well, it has been an atypical day at the ballpark for the Mustangs. They're kind of in a funk. The last 2 games they've lost, and today struggling offensively, even some defensively, getting base runners tagged out at second. It's not their normal firing on all cylinder kind of ball game. Now batting freshman number 3, Caleb Gray. So the pitcher's duel continues. Fort Cobb Broxton gets their first base runner on in 2 innings.
Yeah, he's in that realm.
Now batting senior number 6, Cray Rogers. In safe at second on the uncontested stolen base.
Get to the
Come
right.
on, Craig, you got this?
Get that thing to right
inside on the ground, buddy. Yeah, now.
Okay. Good job. Good eye.
Well, just like that, 3-0. So maybe the pendulum now swinging back toward Fort Cobb Broxton. Trying to get 2 base runners on for the first time since the first inning. Squares up bunt, takes ball. And now base runners on first and second.
Good job. Good job.
Back at the top of the lineup, starting sophomore, number 2, Eli Willits.
Come on, Eli.
Can't say enough positive about this young man. Just an absolutely spectacular all-around baseball player. Pretty good at basketball, too. He can pitch, hit for cycle. Very good defensive shortstop. Doesn't really give up many errors at that spot. Just hooks it foul down the right field line. So pitch count will resume at 1-2.
Come on, Eli. Stay in there.
I'd like to again thank our coverage sponsor for today's live streaming, video highlights, and game coverage, Asher Oilfield Specialty, and the Calumet Dugout Club, our premier sponsor for this year's event.
Wait a watch.
Take anything close, man.
Through the hole, buddy.
All put in play. We'll have a potential 4-6-3. Doesn't get him 4-6 fielder's choice tag. Runners on the corners now for the Mustangs. So beats out the throw. Second time in the game that the Mustangs have had a base runner on third, pulling it off in the first when they got their initial run and lead. Now batting junior, number 10, Tanner McAdoo.
Come on, Tanner. Good eye.
Off plate ball.
Come on, Tanner.
Thus far, only Willits on first base has come across home plate. Mustangs looking to snap that streak and get a little bit of insurance on their lead. One out here after the fielder's choice 4-6 tag out. Almost pulling off the double play. Base runner goes. In safe, uncontested, so now second and third for Fort Cobb Broxton.
You can do this.
Those interested now 1 hour and 15 minutes in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's a pretty fast-paced game.
Want a Cheeto?
3 unassist tag. Sack RBI scores another run for the Mustangs, 2-0 lead. Now batting, starting junior, number 9, Blaine Bellamy. So Willits fast as a deer all the way from first to second to third, just like that again. So back-to-back times he has had 2 stolen bases. That's going to fall for another RBI. He's going to beat out the throw, and the run scores. 3-0. Fort Cobb Broxton. So the hot shot, unable to maintain possession and get back up. Now batting, starting senior, number 11, Blaine Davis. Davis pitched an absolute web gem against Roth this spring for another Class B state championship. I believe it ended up being a final 7-4 game, if I remember correctly. But it went all 7 innings. Good contact, but the wind's going to catch it and float right over to the shortstop. And so through 3, your score for Cobb Broxton 3, Canute 0. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning with the Trojans up to bat. You're watching Prep Nation TV.
Working better.
It'll have to probably go off the live mode first. But what I've been told is anything over 100 watts is supposed to recharge 60-70% times faster.
Oh.
So that's what I'm hoping it'll do. If it keeps it from draining, then that'll be awesome.
Go, Nate. Did y'all get your AC work?
Now batting sophomore 00 Nate Bryan.
You're okay. You're okay. It's a long way from your heart. You're okay. Stay up.
Out to left field, fly out, 1 down. Deep contact, unfortunately just not a buyer's mark today for hitters. Is definitely benefiting the defense out, and especially center and left field. Now batting sophomore number 15, Luke Spitz. It's going to hook foul and just out of play.
Yeah, maybe could have picked you up.
You go that way.
Did you hear his boys shooting yesterday?
Well, that would have been a double for Canute easily. Going to be called a foul ball, so we'll resume a 1-2 pitch count. Definitely one of those, just have to go back and rewind it and look kind of plays. Very, very close. Off-speed changeup, mirror image a little bit inside this time. 5-3 on the ground out, nicely scooped up by the first baseman. So 2 down now. Now batting junior, number 34, Brant Simpson.
Got 6 more.
They better hurry.
Trojans now down to their final 4 outs, so they're going to have to get something cooking here.
didn't say it's one strike. Just because I said that.
Are you ready, 3-4?
In for the strike.
Amazing.
1-2 pitch count. Nice hit. He's going to hold it first, wisely so a single for the Trojans.
Good job. Get it in. Hassel.
Go, Brant. Come on, Mike.
Lane Gredeman with a quick swing and fly out to center field. So we'll head to the bottom of the sixth inning with the Mustangs up to bat. They continue to lead 3-0. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2023 Calumet Chieftain Baseball Festival.
Oh, here's another one. Yeah, you just don't know about it. You eat, you're supposedly you eat like, what is it, 5 pounds of seed, technically.
I saw you just spit it out just while you were trying to pick it up.
Wasp go back to his nest, that dog be in big trouble. Another puff. New Cheeto.
Now batting sophomore number 15, Mason Lukey. Starting pitcher today as well. Just off the plate.
Good one.
And in high and tied, 2-1. Evens up pitch count, 2-2.
One more.
Come on, move.
And just foul.
Come on. You got this. Keep battling. Battle up.
inside, so now full count.
Come on, Dylan.
Be smart.
It's going to Broxton stay right there for the center fielder, one down. Now batting freshman, number 7, Caleb Crowell.
How'd you figure out that was Crow? You've been calling him Crowell all day. Somebody over informed you.
Yeah, I'm going to start demanding enunciation guides. They're going to have to
for
just
sure.
stick
Yeah.
them right up on their jerseys.
But some of them can get pretty tough now.
I covered a tournament where the last kid's name was Keessee. Instead of being Keezy or Kazee, it was Cuzzy.
Oh my gosh.
Fly out again, so center fielder earning his money, let me tell you. Back-to-back outs for Cobb Broxton. Kind of cold bats here in the 6th inning. Now batting junior number 12, Lane Coombs.
Come on, Lane.
We
Get
used to have a kid
started.
at Fort Cobb that did not have a vowel in his last name. And his mom would get mad. Tawa, I think the way you pronounced it. And she'd get mad because nobody knew how to pronounce it. That was easy.
Yeah, my favorites are when the names have like X's and Z's and Y's, and you're like, oh boy, here we go.
You got a rat or something?
And nice off speed gets him on
Hit
that.
ball in left field. You gotta hit it.
Overextends on the bat cycle, and now 2-1 pitch count.
Need a white.
And make it 3-1. Final game today will feature Calumet versus Drummond. I'm not sure if we're going to start at 7 o'clock. I bet you they're going to be done here early, at least a good hour. And so we'll see if it starts at 6:30, 6:45, kind of where they slot it out. The original time for this game was 4 o'clock. It got pushed to 4:30, and then they started it right on the dot, actually a little bit before 4. Ricochets off the pitcher. Nice recovery by the shortstop, and he gets him on a 6-3, which was razor thin. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning with Canute up to bat. They'll need 3 runs.
You need to wipe this up.
What's that?
Well, Canute down to their 3 final outs. We'll see if they get any magic going here in the top of the 7th inning. They'll need a big rally. All right, now batting number 10, freshman Trayton Hines.
Come on, baby.
Call was a ball just off the plate. And fouls it off 1-1.
Good job, baby.
When I fell down, he said to me, he was kindred.
Come on, baby.
Now you're ready. Now you're ready.
2-1 pitch count down. And low 3-1.
Through and those strikes.
Ball is put in play onto right field, shifting, just falls perfectly for the double, and he is going to be tagged out. So it is a 9-4 toss out.
He loves you, Becky. You're sugar.
Right call, but he kind of held up and rolled first a little slow, and it caught him. Now batting number 13, freshman Dylan Lucas.
Come on, Dylan.
Good job, baby.
Yes, it was. It's been playing way over there.
Come on, baby. Good stop.
And ring him up, strikeout, 2 down. Trojans now down to their final out.
Come on, Peanut.
Back to the top of the lineup, sophomore number 5, Jake Canute.
Gonna get bigger and stronger.
Come on, baby. Thank you.
Wicked rip out to left, just foul.
All coming in.
There we go, 5. Let's go, bud. Now you're ready, 5. Now you're ready.
Evens up the pitch count now, 1-1.
Yeah. Come on, get back in there. Settle down.
One hops it in the dirt, 3-1. So back-to-back pitchers and batter duels will be 3-1 favoring the batter. See if it matters here.
Come on, baby.
Right here, 5. Now you're ready, 5. Now you're ready.
And walks in.
Good job.
So Canute will need 2 more to plate, in addition to number 5 to force perhaps a bottom 7th.
Come on, Clay.
Now batting sophomore number 22, Clay Randall.
Right here, bud. Now you ready?
Hits it over to the second baseman. Should be a standard 4-3 ground out, and it is. Fort Cobb Broxton wins 3-0. Game 2 goes to the Mustangs. We'll reset the field as players touch it up. And I'll put the broadcast out at least 5 or 10 minutes before the start of the game. I'm just not sure if it's going to be closer to 6, 6:30, or 7. Final score, Fort Cobb Broxton 3, Canute 0. You've watched Prep Nation TV.
Yep.